Hey everyone, it's Blobby back again. So just recently I had come to think about what had brought me to where I am right now. What had blew up my channel and kind of gave me the steady stream of at least 100 people watching my videos. Thank you so much for that. Every time I upload. From, having less than 10 people watching my videos every time I uploaded. And that all began on the fateful day I had decided to step out of my comfort zone and make a video on an iceberg chart after seeing tons and tons of people making those type of videos. So I thought it would be pretty fun to come back to my roots and what had blew me up as a channel and do one final extra part for that PSA Iceberg series. The iceberg that I'm covering in this video though is much different than the one I had originally talked about, but it, had a couple entries that overlap. So for the sake of time, as I'm doing the entire iceberg in this video rather than splitting it into parts, some of those entries that I have left out you can see in some of my original video series. But, make sure to check it out, obviously. But I'm gonna assume that you probably have come to my channel from those videos. So whatever, let's just hop right into it. So this first PSA is a pretty classic one. If you've spent time on the internet, then you've probably heard of it or seen it. It's Dumb Ways to Die. And this PSA basically just shows you all the awfully stupid ways that you could potentially die by not being careful or safe.
Set fire to your hair, poke a stick at a grizzly bear, eat medicine that's out of date, use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Get your toast out with a fork, do your own electrical work. Teach yourself how to fly, eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Invite a psycho killer inside, scratch a drug dealer's brand new ride. Take your helmet off in outer space, use a clothes dryer as a hiding place. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Keep a rattlesnake as a pet, sell both your kidneys on the internet. Tube of super glue. I wonder, what's this red button do? Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die, so many dumb ways to die. Dress up like a moose during hunting season. Disturb a nest of wasps for no good reason. Stand on the edge of a train station platform, drive around the boom gates at a level crossing, run across the tracks between the platforms. They may not rhyme, but they're quite possibly the dumbest ways to die. The dumbest ways to die.
Be safe around trains. A message from Metro.
Vince and Larry are two crash test dummies that are featured in PSAs from the late 80s to the late 90s. These PSAs typically tried to warn people by showing them what would happen in an accident if you chose to not wear your seatbelt. Honestly, these were pretty entertaining and definitely show the drastic results that can occur from not riding safely.
If you don't use his car seat, your child won't be disappointed.
He'll be crushed.
Sorry, Chip.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Use child safety seats.
This PSA just shows that you need to be careful with what you send to people because you don't know what could happen. Things on the internet don't always stay private, and young people may not understand the consequences of sharing images with other people.
One day, Alex and Sam were mucking around on their phones.
Why don't we take a selfie? Yeah.
Then Sam had an idea.
I'll take a picture.
What if they sent a picture of Alex's willy to their friend Katie? You know, the kind that disappears in a few seconds.
Send.
When Katie saw it, she thought it was very funny. So she screen grabbed the picture and sent it to her friends. And they sent it to theirs. And the next day at school,
Newsflash! The world sees Alex's willy.
Alex even got a message from a bully. He then got one from a man he didn't know. Sometimes children share things they shouldn't online. And the effects can be devastating. Help keep your child safe. Search Share Aware.
PSA that aired in 2008 in the UK that simply just told people to not bring foods from other countries back into the UK.
Don't bring me back. Don't bring me back. Don't bring me, please. Don't bring me back this cheese. Fish or caviar. Mango. Please, all your products may be seized. It is illegal to bring certain foods from outside the European Union when you've been away.
This is to reduce the risk of exotic diseases and pests entering the UK.
Don't bring me back.
Don't bring me back.
Don't bring me cheese or risk of exotic disease.
Fish or caviar. Mangoes.
So please don't bring any of these.
Now don't bring any naughty stuff back into the country. Otherwise, I'll smack your bottom.
An Australian PSA about animals that suffer in shelters or out in the streets. This one specifically has a dog called Pip doing interesting things trying to be noticed so he can, make some money. Unfortunately for me, animals have always been my weakness, so this PSA actually really made me more sad than disturbed.
PSA for all creatures great and small.
A Canadian PSA that teaches you to not believe everything you see on TV. I really like this PSA. It's pretty simple and it's kind of funny, and it definitely does have a strong point of a lot of people seem to see stuff and take it at face value without ever, checking to verify sources.
It's nighttime, in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
An anti-drug PSA from 1987. It's well known for one special moment. But outside of that little funny moment, the actual PSA is pretty inspirational in my opinion. He's just telling you that, rather than doing drugs, you have a lot that you can look forward to in life, and you have a lot of possibilities.
I'm Michael Jordan. McDonald's restaurants have given me this time to talk to you about something we both really care about: kids. Kids are the reason McDonald's sponsors their Get It Straight program, a national drug awareness effort. Think about this. Many of you using drugs out there now are under 18. Do you realize that at 18, you have lived only 1/4 of your life? When you're using drugs, you're only cheating yourself out of the chance to find out who you really can be. And believe me, if you don't use drugs, you can just about be anything you want to be. Listen, you got at least 3/4 of your life to go. That's 3 more lifetimes to you. So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help. McDonald's wants you to give yourself a chance to find out all the wonderful things you really can be. And so do I.
A PSA that shows the damage caused by oil drilling, specifically from Shell. This PSA actually helped Lego to remove their contract with Shell, but they hadn't stopped their drilling by this PSA, so hopefully now they might have stopped, because this is, I think, from 2014. So hopefully by now Shell did not end up drilling up the Arctic.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you're living on a dream. Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you, you're like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when you're living on a dream. Everything is awesome when you're living on a dream.
A 1980s PSA from the War Amputations of Canada that had tried to get people to be more careful around machinery and sharp objects in order to avoid losing a limb.
a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't. So play safe.
A 1970 PSA that shows a forest fire through the eyes of an animal. It's pretty sad shit, especially with the amount of forest fires that occur worldwide each year. I know especially lately there's been a lot of bad ones, at least once a year, from like California to like Australia. It's pretty, fucking sucks, man.
This is what a forest fire looks like through an animal's eyes. Please help prevent forest fires.
An anti-drug PSA from 1992 about a drug dealer trying to convince the viewer, primarily children, to buy drugs, but towards the end it has a little twist.
Hey, little dude, send your mama and daddy out of the room. I gotta get you up on this. You know who I am. Snake, dealing in weed, coke, crack, your choice. Take one hit and you'll do anything to cop more. Steal from your mama, lie, cheat on your homeboys. But hey, that's the price you pay when you deal with dudes like me. Now, some folks will tell you that I'm dealing in poison. But hey, do I look like the kind of guy that would do that to a kid like you? Yes!
Lessons from the Neighborhood. It's a group of 2018 PSAs that display puppet-like characters talking about things like poverty and gang violence.
Another lesson from my neighborhood.
Oh, hi there. If you're hungry like me, when there's no food in the house, 'cause your mom's 3 jobs don't pay enough. She spent all the grocery money on overdue rent.
3 weeks late?
Come on, don't be blue. Here's what you can do. First you grab a big glass of water, then you drink it really fast, and the hungry feelings will go away, and you'll feel better fast. Come on, it's delicious. You're feeling so weak, there's nothing to eat, and you wonder if you can make it. When your tummy growls, don't go on the prowl and steal a snack or treat, unless you want trouble with Officer Pete. But if you find that you're hungry, it's bound to happen, I bet. Try swallowing air like this, then go to sleep and try to forget.
A PSA that aired in 1989 in the United Kingdom that shows a woman screaming, but each scream is replaced by a loud noise, kind of cutting her off. PSA aired in 2010 in the United States, and it was made to get people to start focusing on climate change. And it shows that, while climate change may not affect in your lifetime, it will affect, your future loved ones, or maybe even your kids.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Singing Cowboy. This anti-smoking PSA shows what begins to look like just an interesting public singing event, and it turns out to be showing what happens from, the long-term effects of smoking.
Sometimes you just lose a lung. Oh, you don't always die from tobacco. Sometimes they just snip out your tongue, and you won't sing worth a heck with a big hole in your neck.
'Cause you don't always die from tobacco. 'Cause you don't always die from tobacco.
Yippee-ki-yo.
A 2006 anti-smoking PSA that shows while tobacco companies make smoking look cool, the lifelong effects are not so pretty. Actually, a lot of these smoking ads, they always make me sad because it just shows how horrible, the results of long-term smoking is, cigarettes, shit like that, it's just not even worth it.
Tobacco companies show you images of what life would be like if you smoke.
They tell you tough, hard-working people smoke their cigarettes.
That you look cool, hip, rebellious.
That smoking makes you independent, beautiful, and mysterious.
But the reality is that you can end up looking like this.
A PSA showing people riding on a float that has candies and fruits while they sing about the flavors that are put in vapes. It starts just making it look like another float, but the moment they sing it just changes how everyone's looking at it.
Chocolate, vanilla, cinnamon, apple, honey, and berry blend, strawberry, wildberry, tangerine, mango, raspberry, wintergreen. That's how you make cancer sweet. Why do they make tobacco taste sweet? Oh, why do they make tobacco taste sweet?
A 2021 PSA that fights against the testing of cosmetics on animals. And while this is just a stop-motion animation, the suffering that animals endure from these, testing products is just really real, and it does cause a lot more damage than good.
Ready? We rolling? Okay, Ralph, can you mark it, please?
Do you want me to click it now?
Yep, go for it. Go on.
Like that?
Brilliant.
Oh, it's like in the movies. Alrighty, so my name's Ralph. I'm a rabbit, as you can see. I'm blind in my right eye, and this ear. Can't hear nothing but ringing now. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. So I had my fur shaved and got chemical burns up and down my back. Kind of stings, eh? But it's not a big deal. I mean, it only really hurts when I, like, breathe or move around or whatever. Ah, yeah. Ow. Yeah, that hurts. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's okay. We do it for the humans, right? They're far superior to us animals. They've even been to space. Have you ever seen a rabbit in a rocket ship? I don't think so. Point is, I'm not a space bunny. I'm a tester. My daddy was a tester, my mum, my brothers, my sisters, my kids, all testers. And they all died doing their job. Like I will. But it's okay. Testing is what we were born to do. It makes us rabbits happy. Yeah. Oh, gotta get to work. Now I know it looks bad, but the way I see it, I'm doing my job. If just one human can have the illusion of a safer lipstick or deodorant or...
Hey, Ralphie! Psst. Ralphie! What's with the camera crew, bro?
They're just following me around, making a documentary or something.
Can you ask them to get us out of here?
Yeah, what will we see?
Come on, Ralphie, just ask them to get us out of here. I don't want to die, man.
Okay,
Ralphie!
Okay, I hear you. You can edit that out, right? Oh, here we go.
Hey, don't touch Ralphie!
Oh, shit! So in closing, I'd just like to say that...
Sorry, Ralph. We're over here. Can you turn around?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Is this better?
Yeah. Carry on, mate.
Okay, so, yeah. I'd just like to say to everyone out there still buying animal-tested cosmetics like eyeliner, shampoo, sunscreen, pretty much everything in your bathroom. Well, without you and countries that allow animal testing, I'd be out of a job. I'd be on the streets. Well, not the streets, more like a field, I guess. You know, like a normal rabbit. But hey. It's all good.
A 2006 PSA where some people go to show a tobacco company how many people they kill each year. Honestly, when you see it visualized like that, it's a lot more than, like is in your head. Because, you can get the number of people, but when it's, staring you in the face, it's kind of hard to not understand how really fucked up it is.
You know what? We're gonna leave this here for you so you can see what 1,200 people actually look like.
A 1995 PSA that shows the perspective of a dog going on a trip with his brother and who he thought was his best friend. Honestly, this PSA caught me off guard, because around the middle part, when it flips from being just a good regular time on a walk into something more dark, I was shocked, but you kind of expect disturbing when you're looking at a disturbing iceberg. But I always, like I said previously, I fucking hate seeing dogs suffer. It makes me sad. Or just animals in general, not just dogs.
Come on. We're going swimming, my brother and I.
We're going swimming with our best friend. We're going to swim in the canal, even though it's very cold and dirty. My brother and I run down the towpath. We're happy to be running because we don't get taken out as often as we used to.
Come on.
Best friend seems to have less time these days.
Come here.
Never been down this way before.
Come here.
Usually we go where there's more people.
Good.
Now we're stopping. Suddenly my brother and I don't feel like swimming anymore. It's very cold. Very cold. So cold, our best friend puts us in a sack to keep us warm. I hope he doesn't slip, because it'd be very difficult to swim in this small sack.
A 1996 PSA that shows a tiger being used for a horrific magic trick. This PSA was disturbing, and it definitely shows how disgusting some people can treat animals.
In 1972, the Indian government established reserves to protect the remaining 2,000 tigers, their national symbol. However, these reserves are now under pressure from the timber mafia and industrialization. On average, one tiger is killed every day. If this continues, within a decade, there will be no tigers left. So tell the Indian government today, you don't want the tiger to disappear tomorrow.
This PSA shows the awful life cycle that a meth addict may suffer through, as well as the effect it has on their loved ones. The Montana Meth Project has made plenty of PSAs that really show how horrific and awful meth is, and what it does to people that get addicted to it. We've seen it before in the original PSA Iceberg series that I made, but it just never gets any better.
This is where he went into convulsions. This is the emergency room where he nearly died. This is where he smoked it again, right after he got out. This is where he hung himself, because he said he couldn't quit. And this is what I said when he told me he was gonna try meth.
This PSA shows a man trapped behind a wall trying to push his way out. It's a very depressing PSA, honestly, after figuring out what it's about. But, you know, it just sucks ass to have to scream and yell for help and have nothing ever work in the end.
Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there?
A 1988 PSA that has a man describing an awful, torturous situation to the viewer. This PSA actually confused me at first because I was under the impression that based on the name it would be a PSA about the awful ways that batteries are farmed, but in reality it's just about chickens and how animals are treated when they're I guess being farmed in like cages and stuff.
Will everyone please take their seats? Very shortly your row will be divided into units of 3. Do not obstruct the gangways whilst the cages are installed. There is no cause for alarm. These cages are for your protection. Please cooperate with the surgeons. They will remove your teeth and nails. This greatly reduces the incidence of cannibalism. It is in your interest to comply. Eating, sleeping, and defecating may cause some discomfort, but your space allowance complies exactly with government regulations, and you have the satisfaction of knowing that you are part of one of the world's most cost-effective production systems. You have nothing to worry about. This system has been tested on 45 million specimens, with, I might add, your approval. Welcome to the battery.
A 2012 PSA that shows children seeing monsters that are in place of their parents. This PSA is a pretty depressing reality for a lot of young children who have to suffer and watch their parents act like creatures to them because of their drinking habits. An anti-fireworks PSA showing people counting down from 10, but each person has less fingers from the last. Honestly, this just shows how careful you need to be around like any type of explosives because they could completely alter how your life is going.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A 2004 PSA about child abuse. We're definitely starting to push into the more disturbing section of this. This PSA definitely just gives me a sinking feeling in my chest.
Who can tell me? Hands up. 9 times 8. Sally, do you know the answer? Shush.
Do you want to come by my house after school?
Nah.
Sally, you're not eating again. What's wrong?
I'm fine. Can I go now?
Thousands of children desperately need someone to turn to. Call now and help us be there for them.
Another 2005 PSA featuring child abuse. This one's definitely more shocking compared to the other one in my opinion. It's really disgusting to just see how some parents would treat their children. But, you know, visually speaking, this one's more disturbing, but the meaning behind the other one definitely is a lot darker. A PSA that was played at the 49th Super Bowl showing a woman calling 911 trying to order a pizza. The woman on the phone, along with the images in the back, definitely make this PSA really sad and, you know, disturbing, obviously.
911, operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Another PSA from the Montana Meth Project, this one being the most saddening out of the ones I've seen so far. It really does hurt to watch someone like suffer from addiction and literally just not know what to do, you know, eventually leading them to the worst option possible. It's just tough shit, you know, get help if you are addicted to anything like that. It just helps to know that there are people willing to try to, you know, work with you and help you.
If I had asked, what does meth do to your brain? Does meth make you hear voices? Or if I asked, can't you just stop doing meth? My mom wouldn't be asking.
What did you do? Oh, baby, hold on, please. Honey! Oh, no, please, honey, no!
A 1996 PSA about a man dreaming of the consequences of not knowing what to do during a fire. It's definitely disturbing, you know, watching the child reach out from his crib to try to get help while burning. It's just really, you know, saddening.
When your smoke alarm goes off, make sure you know what to do. Plan your escape now, or you might live to regret it.
So before we get into the final tier of this iceberg, I have a little honorable mention that I had seen. This actually wasn't in the iceberg itself, obviously that's why it's an honorable mention, but it was made by someone in the comments who had seen this and thought it would be a perfect fit somewhere towards the bottom half of the iceberg. And watching it myself, I also agreed. The iceberg itself is initially narrated by someone who's just unknown, but it's eventually shown to be like the spirit of death. and each time he narrates, it's children typically playing by water that they shouldn't be near. So pushing us into the last tier of the iceberg is a PSA where a woman is holding a photo of her younger self, talking about how she was hit by a car and how it devastated her and, ruined her life and killed her 2 friends. Honestly, there's really only one thing I can say about this, and it's not cool to drink and drive. You're not only risking your life, you're risking other people's lives, just like this PSA shows. The results of, testing the waters and drinking and driving.
My name is Jacqueline Saborido. This is a picture of me before I was hit by a drunk driver. Before the car caught fire. Before 2 of my friends died. Before I needed more than 40 operations. This is me when my life was just like anyone else in college. This is me after being hit by a drunk driver.
A PSA that begins showing a woman trapped inside of a box as she screams and claws at it trying to get out, but she's unable to escape. And then it just shows that she isn't trapped in a box, she's stuck inside her own body, unable to move or speak. It's really heartbreaking to see how, awful it feels to suffer from, a disease, a terminal illness that completely restricts you from being able to do anything.
Sarah? Is everything all right?
Our final entry for this video is a PSA showing a man who continues to see a young child following him around wherever he goes, even up until he's an old man. But then it's shown that when he was younger, driving under the influence, he had hit and killed the boy. It's just another really strong PSA that shows what horrible things occur when you decide to drink and drive.
True every meter, is my understanding. Chris?
Come on, Dad.
Be there in a minute.
Chris, have you had any alcohol drink today?
Just had a couple of beers.
Fluid breath test indicates that your breath contains alcohol. There's one other thing, I'm not sure whether you're aware, the young fella has in fact died. Are you aware of that, were you, Chris?
So once again, thank you for watching if you've made it this far. This is a very long video compared to what I normally make, but hopefully it was worth the watch. Like always, I just want to thank you guys in general for the support. I tried a little bit differently in this video with a lot shorter transitions, and then worked on editing kind of how I saw other people do it, because I thought that'd be, I don't know, a little bit more you know, a lot more effort put into these videos. I already put in a decent amount of effort to these, but, you know, obviously coming off of a period of not uploading for a month almost, I definitely wanted to make something kind of nice for you guys. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe or hit the like button, and hopefully I can see you guys fairly soon in the next video. Like always, I love you all, and adios.